welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to take you through a little bit of a hip mobility session. Lots of time we kind of ignore mobility and we kind of just carry on working out. We don't stretch, we don't spend time to actually look after our bodies. So there's going to be around 5 minutes of this, so just follow along and we'll get through this together. Hips can be quite challenging for lots of people. They can cause bad backs, they can cause all kinds of different things. So I'm going to start off with a very simple opening that lots of people do. So we're going to sit with our heels dug into the floor, leaning back a little bit, like so, right? And we are going to, I'm going to do it from this angle so you can see. We're going to dig our heels in to the ground, so we're activating our hamstrings. And we're going to keep this leg where it is, and then this leg is going to internally rotate. See, mine don't go very far, they hit to about here. And then we're going to switch back up to here, and then keep that one, keep your right leg still, and then move the other one in. And we're going to continuously do that, nice and slowly, activating our hamstrings, and see if we can get a little bit further each time. Try and reach your knee away from you. Like you're pulling your knee out of your hip socket, so you're pulling yourself that way. Trying to keep your hips on the floor. Don't worry if they lift a little bit. It's more important to keep your heels digging into the ground and your knees reaching forward. So keep alternating there. You might feel your hip like rolling in your socket, and that's kind of the aim, is to get that feeling slightly looser. You might be wondering why I'm sweating. It's just because I just filmed a workout and now I'm doing my hip mobility because it's just as important. Okay, keep going. Now we're going to take the movement slightly bigger, so we're going to go from here in a straddle position. We're going to take our leg and rotate over onto like a half pigeon, but not like all the way over, just rotating our body side to side. And then we're going to straighten our legs out, stretch that heel away from you and leave it away from you, and then rotate over onto this side. And you'll feel it stretching the outside of your glute, and some might feel it in your hip, some might feel it in their inner thigh. Everyone is going to be feeling something slightly different. Move a little bit further back. And we're going to push that heel away and feel the rotation in your hip. And switching sides. I'm just going from side to side. Just feeling that movement. Probably excited, he's doing puzzles downstairs. And we're going to switch side to side. This should be like quite a flowing movement. With mobility, it's slightly different to, stretching is similar. It's just with mobility, you want to kind of keep moving so that you can feel, as each time you do one of these movements, you get slightly deeper into the stretch. Always keeping your hamstrings activated while you're doing this. Now another one that I love to do is, similar to how we were doing this one, we're going to sit in a 1990 pretzel position, like so, and we are going to drive our hips up, then down, and then we're going to switch sides, and then we're going to drive up, down, and then we're going to try and keep the distance between the knees as far apart as possible. So you're like here, like, oh, and then rotate over, and then we're up, down, rotate across, and up. Some people might not be able to get off the floor, and that's absolutely fine. Just try and sit up straight. But if you can lift off the floor, you'll feel a stretch in your hips, and things will slowly start to open as we go. Do a couple more on each side. Okay, now I'm going to go into some more classic ones that we're going to do. So, lots of people might know just the general hip flexor stretch of coming up into our, I'm going to move back so you can actually see me. Right angles for this knee and your bottom knee, and we are going to squeeze our glutes so that the front of your hip here is really opening, so you're feeling like you're stretching up. It's not so much just pushing forwards and letting your back collapse. That's not what we want here. We want to try and get as much space in the front of the hip as possible. So stretching up. We're just going to hold here for a moment, and then we are going to lift our arms up into the sky, rotate over to the side where your knee is up, and then you're going to curl forward and then bring yourself back up. So over to the side, and then keeping the glute engaged, we're going to curl forwards, and that arc here should feel an extra stretch through the middle, and then back up. I'm going to do 5 of these. And then we're going to switch sides. This is going to give you a general idea of how I open my hips. I mean, you can spend so much time doing this. Again, we're just stretching here, so while we're stretching here, I'll talk. You can spend so much time doing this stuff. I try and do them in a way that is efficient, so that it's easy to manage, so that you can do it and you feel good and you're ready to go, because when we're warming up for a competition, we have to be able to get our hips open as quickly as possible. Okay, so again, up to the side and then curl. Up to the side and curl. So we're like holding a ball above our head and doing circles around with it. We'll do one more, pull up. And then we're going to come down onto the ground again. And we are going to do frog stretch. So, legs are going to come out into kind of, I don't know how to show this without showing off too much. So, we're coming out to the side, our legs are parallel, and we're out in here, and we're going to feel a stretch through the inner thighs. But again, it will help open up the hip, and we're going to come down onto our elbows. If you can't get down onto your elbows and you're up here, that's absolutely fine, but if you can try and just sit back a little bit and hold onto your elbows. We're just going to wait here for a second. Okay, and then after a minute or so, I say a minute, not actually a minute, after a little bit of staying here, you'll start to feel it ease. As soon as you start to feel that kind of easing of the stretch, you're going to put your hands flat on the ground like so, and you're going to just do some small rocks. Don't know who's texting me, but hey ho. Do some small rocks. And once you're done with those small rocks and they start to get slightly bigger, we're going to go from here. We're going to lean forward, push up, and engage your glutes so you're tucking your hips and you'll feel an even stronger stretch in between your thighs. It's just one that I like to do, and it really helps me with my back and my opening up my legs. My back down, back, forward, up, keeping your glutes squeezed, back, down, relax your glutes and push back. Then forward, squeeze your glutes and come up into that extra strong stretch. A couple more. There we go. Then come out of that really slowly so that it's not too intense through your hips when you let go. But those are just a few of the exercises that I do to try and open up my hips in the mornings. It's something that really does help set me up for the rest of the day, so my back's not hurting, I'm not feeling sore and achy and weird. So again, there's so many more exercises that you can do, and maybe if this video does well, I will do a slightly longer version where we spend more time stretching. But let me know what you thought of that video and what other things that you want to see me doing. If you want to spend a lot longer doing stretching and things like that, I've been using the Fit app, and it's something that is really easy to use. You get your own mat and you can put it onto the TV, and you've got you've got your professional personal trainer in your front room giving you all these different stretches, breath work, yoga, you've got cardio classes, strength classes, with equipment, without equipment. It's a great thing to be able to set up and use, and it's a great monthly membership for you to have right now. So I definitely recommend getting invested in that. All the details will be in the description. But until next time, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon.